they had a shot of what David looked like after she got through slicing his ass.
Damn it.
Yeah,
man.
and they didn't want to show it. And this is kind of gory, so y'all, if you got a weak stomach or anything, you might not want to watch. Or look at what I'm about to show you. Yeah, no, it was terrible, man. What she did to him. There he is, right there.
Damn!
Yeah, man, throw that up, ground that up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
She put leaves. She put leaves on it.
A little accoutrement on that too, man. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't even see the clothes on her no more right there.
Ah, man, damn. She eviscerated that dude. Damn.
You're at dtmerch.com. There's so many other things that you can do over there and see, such as our new videos that are up on TikTok and up on YouTube. But what I really want you to do is I want you to go and first of all, you can start by looking at that banner in the middle of DT Merch, clicking that so you can go over to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted so you can get tickets for Double Toasted live in New York City, Brooklyn to be more exact. That's April 1st. And that's going to be a show starting at 8 p.m. at the Roulette Intermedium for a night of comedy, games, and much, much more. You're going to have a great time while you're there. Let's go ahead and get into this Last of Us. And
yes,
for those who
probably will.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying for those who have not seen any of these shows or episodes, you might not want to stick around because this will be kind of a spoilery discussion. But if you did see the recent episode, then stick around, join the discussion. And
oh yeah,
you saw it.
Yes, I did. I did see it.
And I saw it. And if you saw it, stick around. And as I said, join the conversation.
Yes.
And once again, I will say that this week was another hit, man. I think it's one of their best episodes. I think this is one of the best episodes that pleases, once again, everyone. When I say everyone, I'm talking about fans of the game and also newbies, man, such as yourself, Oz.
Yes, yeah, and I agree with you. It was another really, really fantastic episode.
And it's one of the best episodes that had 0 zombies in it.
Again, another one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, you're telling a fantastic story, set in this world where, the main threat are supposed to be these zombies. And there's not a zombie in this. No. Still scary. But it was still scary.
Oh, yeah. Well, in these zombie apocalypse, they always say that the true monsters are the human bing. But, the zombies just do what they do, but we have free will to be assholes.
Yes. True.
So, again, assuming that you already know what this show's about, assuming that you've watched the series, assuming that you've seen this episode, we don't need to go into details with this. We'll just head right into the episode, and we'll just do a quick recap. After Joel was stabbed by a raider, he's unconscious, and the only person that can save him is Ellie. And Ellie has gone out on her own to try to find food. She's trying to hunt, and she comes across some what seemed like shady people, but then they start, at least the leader who's proven himself to be, as we saw, he considers himself a holy man. He considers himself a man who found God, and because of that, he gives the people hope, and the people look up to him. But as we know, in this world, no one can be trusted, especially a person who says they're a man of God, because it usually means if they put it on that thick, they probably hiding something. So when just to get right down to it, this is very much a part of the game, Oz. This is a big part of the game. There's actually 2 major parts in this episode where they just kind of nail it, man. Most of the episode, it actually looks like portions from the game, but there's 2 major moments here that really nail it, man. So Joel ends up, if you've seen the episode, he ends up, of course, being saved by Ellie. Ellie finds antibiotics. The raiders actually are the cult gives it to her. The man of God and his followers, they give her the medicine and some penicillin, which I have to say, man, looking at that part, I wonder how many squeamish people were actually not able to watch this part right here, because, it's one thing to not like needles, but it's another thing to see needles go into not skin, but wounded flesh.
All right.
As nasty as that is, that saves Joel. And so here's where we get into some key parts of this episode here. So Joel, he wakes up, he's fine. And we get to the moment where we have to, if you watch the show, we had to fight off this party, these raiders, this cult, this religious, group led by David. Now, one major thing that happens here, everyone was talking about how Joel was soft. Everybody's been talking about, man, this is not the Joel that I know from the game. Joel wouldn't have done that shit. Joel would have went hard a long time ago. Joel this is a much gentler version of Joel, and I don't like it. For everyone who thought Joel was soft, he went hard this week. For anybody who was waiting on him to go there, he did. He took that long ass nap, and he woke up crazy Joel. and went on a path of destruction.
Oh, please. I don't know any girl. Oh, Jesus!
It's right here. He kept off.
And for anybody who doubt that he wouldn't do it, Joel is like, now we've seen the violent side of Joel. This is why I say that this is probably why Joel didn't need to be shown as violent as he was in the game. Because I want to ask you something. Because for me watching this was, I was like, wow, this is leaving more of an impact. Because we've seen Joel cry. We've seen Joel express his feelings. We've seen Joel have sensitive talks. And now Joel is just like, I'm tired of everybody. I lost one daughter. Now I'm finally beginning to bond with this girl, and y'all are at this moment. And so now we've seen this brutality, this violence that has awakened in him. The violence that was hinted earlier, where he said, to his brother, where they would, what's his brother's name? Anyway, Tommy. When he was telling Tommy, he's like, hey, we've done some really bad things. And I think that's why Joel didn't want to actually ever have that come out again. And that's why we didn't see it. Because once that's unleashed, Joel is a monster, man.
I ain't telling you shit.
It's okay.
No.
I believe him.
No.
It's like, that dude didn't do anything, man.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, dude was tied up. Dude was hurt already. Joe had him. He could have just choked him out, or he could have, just let him sit there and give him a fighting chance. Joe said, nah, I'm going to bash your in.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question here. I don't know. He was talking some bad shit too. I ain't telling you a goddamn thing. No, wait a minute.
How's it joke?
It was also good to see Joel kind of play. It was good to see the live action Joel play the game like I do. Where, because I like playing the stealth. I like playing the stealth mode where I'm sneaking up behind. And stealth, I like being stealthy. I like being stealthy. I like sneaking up behind people, man. And like, shh, sleep.
Sleep.
You was just sleep. I thought that was in the show. Sleep. Having seen this scene right here in the game, this is where I kept telling people, you don't need to see Joel be violent. You'll get it. When they get to this episode on the show, you're going to get that brutal Joel that you've been asking for, which I thought was more effective. So cool. For you, what was the impact of seeing this, having only seen this version of Joel for the most part? What was the impact of watching him go off like he did?
Well, that's why this show, I think, is just so smart, the way they laid it out. Because according to you and, Juicy were talking about how, he starts out so vindictive and so evil, what you're doing as a game player. And to have that play out for a mainstream audience wouldn't have made sense. Talk about his history with Tommy, talking about we did things. So as a viewer now, that, okay, he's done some fucked up things, but, maybe he's atoning for these things. Who knows?
Yeah.
As his journey goes forward, you see the roughness that he has with Ellie, but then a calm comes over him. You know, they start to bond. You know, they get the daughter and the father thing start to. You see that. You start to root for them as people, root for them as, you know, wanting to get closer, want them to be family. So when she is taken, right, and you see her caring for Joel like her father, a father figure, you're more endeared to both of them even more. So mess around now, you know, Joel wakes up. Where the is my daughter? So now as a viewer, when you watching Joel torture this person, you're like, yo, Joel, I want to torture them too. Well, you got another knife around here? I want to do something too. So when you're watching this, you're rooting for Joel 1,000%. So it's not like, you know, you're watching this like, oh, how the hell can Joel do this? He's so, you know, vindictive. No, that's not even a thought in your head, the way they played this whole thing out up to this point. So, you know, watching it as somebody who hasn't seen it from there, I loved it because I bought into the fact that he is looking for his new daughter. If you went balls to the wall before with him, I don't think this moment here would have that much impact the way it did. Because they slow played him to this point, and I think it worked to perfection because there was never a doubt in your head that this is what he would do for her.
And that's another thing when playing the game. You got to understand you're more violent as Joel early in the game because you're active.
Right.
You know, you have to you have to have gameplay. Gameplay involves being violent and killing people. So the character's got to be playing a character and being more violent is different as watching a character and watching them just do violent things, you know, early on in a movie or a show. Because if you do that, you are going to push that you know, I think you could push people away because the character's going to come across as one note.
Of course, right.
And having Joel become as violent as we see in the show, that's an arc. That's an arc. That's a turning point. You know, so we couldn't have him be hard, as people say, you know, or people saying, man, I don't know about this Joel. He's too soft for me. Well, you know, give it time because it needs to like really punch you in the gut when he turns that way. And you see how violent he is.
And again, man, it wasn't even a case where you were like, oh my God, Joel, I think you did enough. It's like, no, I don't think you keep going. You know, you don't stop there, keep going. You know, you're rooting for this guy to get the answers he needs.
If Joel went hard, Ellie went nuclear. Ellie went. Ellie's a couple of stabs away from being the next movie slasher, man. In fact, the next movie slasher needs to wear Ellie mask. Instead of a ghost face, Captain Kirk mask, whatever. You know, Ellie's went crazy, man. What's that?
That actress, whatever awards they give out, she needs to get one or two of them. Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, man.
She needs an award or two for this right here.
I mean, she went hard. It's like, you know, I'm more scared of her than Joel. I mean, because Ellie was a little wild animal in this shit, man. Like, don't put your hand near the cage. You know how you go to the zoo and they say, don't put your hand near the cage because you might get it bit off or broken or something, which is exactly what she did.
Hey,
that's what you get. Putting your hands in there. This dumbass. This is David. David the dumbass. He talked about. David the dumbass talked the whole time about if I let you go, the first thing you're going to do is kill me. You're going to stab me. You're going to try to hurt me. And then he puts his hand through the cage. And what the was going to happen? If Ellie's coming to your house or if Ellie's around, don't leave sharp objects out in the open. Hide the knives. Hide the forks. Hide pins. Hide letters and envelopes because she might paper cut your ass to death.
Hide the spoons.
Yeah, hide anything with a point. Yeah, hide the spoons. Hide anything with a point or a sharp edge to it because Ellie is nice with that shit.
Yeah, surgical.
Even he's like, what the He's shocked. He's like, damn, how did she pull that? He's like, how did this happen? How did this damn girl do this?
It's like, well, damn.
Yeah, well, damn. I mean, you know what he looks like? He's like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Exactly.
In this scene right here, Ellie killed OJ, man.
Oh.
Original Joel. Yeah, that's Troy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Troy Baker. That's Troy Baker, the voice of Joel originally in the game.
Oh, the voice. Got you. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's like, no, you didn't kill Joel, not the original Joel, not Troy Baker. Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, you got him good too.
Yeah,
she was swift with that shit. He still
hell yeah. He's still thinking about life.
Yeah, he's
he ain't got nothing.
Right now he's like, what's in my neck? He don't even know what hit him. But David, shit, if old Troy over here thought he got it bad, shit, David got it much worse. Like I said, don't leave no sharp objects around, man. Hide that shit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's funny too because they had a shot of what David looked like after she got through slicing his ass.
Damn it.
Yeah, and they didn't want to show it. And this is kind of gory, so y'all, if you got a weak stomach or anything, you might not want to watch or look at what I'm about to show you. Yeah, no, it was terrible, man, what she did to him. There he is right there.
Damn.
Yeah, man, tore that ass up. Ground that ass up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
She put leaves. She put leaves on it.
And put a little accoutrement on that too, man. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't even see the clothes on her no more, right there.
Nah, man. Damn. She eviscerated that dude. Damn.
No, actually, that is another big part of the game right there, where they almost do that whole thing shot for shot. Like I was really impressed the way that, first of all, they kind of recreated the restaurant, because that's a huge part of the game where you're running from David in that restaurant.
I know you're not infected. No one that's infected fights this hard to stay alive.
Wow, line for line. Okay.
Yeah, man. And
that's awesome.
They did. I mean, you saw how close that looked in the show to what they did. It did incredible attention to detail, as I keep saying, man.
Right.
But also, they got it down to the scene where Ellie kills David, man. And again, it's very close to what they do in the game.
Wow, there it is.
Yeah, man. There was a lot of stuff I didn't remember from the game. When I looked at the movie, I was like, man, how close did they get this? And it all started coming back, and very impressive, man. Very impressive.
No, that's awesome. Again, man, I'm watching this with my wife, Cynthia, and she's loving it too. You know, she's having a great time. Again, for somebody who's not playing video games at all, you know what I mean? And has no idea what The Last of Us is. You know, she's all in on it, you know, and again, all the emotions that, you know, you're feeling, you know, she's feeling it too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
She did not trust David as soon as she saw him. Said, I don't like that guy at all. She said, I don't like that guy at all.
Now,
what she said? I don't like that guy. I hope he gets killed, was the correct thing she said.
She got a wish, so there you go. So with David, man, this is where I think seeing a real actor is probably more effective, because I know this character from the game, right? And I know and I know what's coming. But David still kind of pulled me in, still kind of fooled me a little bit, man. This is Scott Shepherd that plays David, and I think he's that good, man. Because when he started talking, I started thinking about, this is a show, they're doing some things differently. His actor's really good, Scott Shepherd, and he was so good in his role at coming across as a decent person. Because he kind of, I mean, he came across normal. He wasn't laying on thick or anything. The conversation, I had a small criticism about the last episode where I said I didn't think that the dialogue felt natural.
Okay.
Here, the dialogue felt so natural, and this actor felt so natural that David actually fooled me for a moment, thinking like, I don't trust him, but you know, maybe he's all right, man. And I know what this character is like, but I thought maybe here they changed it to where he's an all right guy.
Well, your luck had to run out sooner or later.
Luck? There's no such thing as luck. It does. I can prove it to you.
Okay.
And you know, I feel bad because he's being, and I'm gonna touch on this in a little bit. He's being seductive, man. You know, or he's trying to be.
And that's exactly what Cynthia says. He looks like he's trying to kick it to her, or he's trying to talk to her, or he's trying, like you said, being seductive. Yeah, the way his eyes are looking, the way that smile, like he's trying to, kick game to this child.
Yeah, it felt. That's when I felt bad because I'm like, man, this feels too natural. This feels like a dude who's actually trying to, kick it to this girl.
Get some ass.
Here. Yeah, and get some ass. Yeah. And it was so bad. I feel so bad with myself because I felt okay. So obviously, I was kind of looking at this and I'm not gonna say give him a pass, but I was looking past him being a pedophile because I thought the dialogue was so natural. But and I started getting creeped out by it. But I was even give him a pass for being a cannibal. So in this episode here, it's finally revealed because we have an apocalypse. Somebody gonna be eating somebody. Some human gonna be eating another human. We got cannibals all the time. I was gonna give it to him, man, because it wasn't like they were out there hunting people. They were eating, I believe, they were eating the people that died in their group. And he thought, waste not, want not. I got to keep these people alive. What they don't know won't hurt them.
It was a last resort. You think it doesn't shame me? But what was I supposed to do? Let them starve? These people who put their lives in my hands?
I love the way that last conversation, I love the way, and this was in the game, I believe. I love the way it kind of just slowly slipped into that dark reveal that David had. I thought that was brilliant. Mm-hmm. Again, I know this game, and that scene got me.
And her dad was taken from her. He was murdered by this crazy man. That crazy man was traveling with a little girl.
She's like, oh, shit.
He holds a little tighter.
Everything happens for a reason.
So this is creepier than the game, and I'll tell you why. Because you can imply it, but in the game, you don't know if David is implying anything sexual. He never comes out with it, and I think you might think he just wants to kill and eat her too. Or maybe he really just wants to pull her into the cult, but he never says anything explicitly sexual or anything like that. In the game, here, this David lays it out there.
There's no fear in love.
There's no fear in love.
There's no fear in love.
Then this is when he's on top of her. And that's when she chops his ass up.
Even when she was in the cell, it was cool. Well, not cool, but it was, the actor's great, man. The way he just slowly, even revealed that side of him, talking about, you could be my girl. He's talking about how they can, help each other and they can run it together and, by my side. I'm like, oh shit, what is he saying? And they go, Cynthia, I knew it. Kill his ass. Kill him. Yeah. Yeah, no. In the game, they kind of, I don't think they come out and say it, but it's implied he might be a pedophile. But here, they lay it out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's the weird thing about it, man, because like I said, you realize that the whole time he's talking to her, he's talking to her like he's, like he's trying to pick up, like he's trying to put some game on him, man. And, he's being, and as it goes on, it takes on a different, when you realize the whole context takes on the whole conversation takes on a different context. You realize that he's trying to seduce her, man. And what's even creepier is that she's 14 and and I don't know how I don't know if Ellie is just that smart where she's playing along, or if there are moments where she's having doubts and she's like, well, maybe he means what he says.
You remind me of me, loyal, violent.
Yeah, as you about to find out with them fingers over there. But
that's he got that grooming talk. You know what I mean? That's that grooming talk.
He's trying to hook up, is what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Get his best tender on these children. Chill, man.
Yeah, grooming, man. As you say, he's trying to hook up, man. And it's weird. And I knew this guy. There's little hints that this guy's ego is in this as much, because anybody who says I didn't want to be a leader, these people trust me, they love me, I'm a good person, their ego's probably involved. They probably have a little bit of narcissism in there. I knew that shit, because and I love this. They don't come out and say it, and they don't come out too strong with it in his characteristics. He always remains calm, except when he's smacking the shit out of little girls. But, he's always remaining calm. He's always, he's always trying to come across as a person who's a rational leader. But and he says, and somebody that he always makes it sound like, what was I supposed to do? These people look up to me and I take care of them. But if you notice at the table, when they're eating, did you see this? Who has the biggest? Who has the biggest plate of food?
Old pedophile David.
He got the most human, the most human meat on his plate right there, man.
Isn't this great, everybody? This is great.
And I can't tell if people are just kind of like, this don't taste like any meat I've had before. Because I think his side hand man played by Troy Baker, he's in on it. He might be in on it. But everybody else is like, this shit tastes kind of weird.
Like it?
Except for him, that dude back there, he's like hungry. But she's like, I don't know about this. She's eating, and the thing is, you know what? She's eating her dad.
Oh, right.
I think they sliced that dude up, and that was the venison that they brought in. So she might they put it on her because she might be eating her father.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy ass show, man. Well, the acting's phenomenal in this show. You know what I mean? The way they're pacing this show, I think is great.
Yeah.
The fact, again, the fact that they're treating these shows like episodes.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that, okay, we wrapped up this, time to move on. Oh, wrap that up. Oh, let's move on. There's an overarching story. Let's get this girl to a place where, they can figure out how to get, medicine from her. That's the overarching story. But in between, there's little stories in between, and they continue to move. So the show never feels stagnant.
They go against expectations. Now, they go against expectations for people in the game. And they do it in the show because there's a moment where, Joel is on the, he's on the hunt for her, man. He's on a warpath right now.
Hell yeah.
And he's looking for her. So, for the people who played the game for the first time and anybody who's watching the show for the first time, definitely, you think Joel is going to like come in at the last minute and save her. And Ellie's like, shit, I don't need no man.
Shit, I've been training for this shit.
Yeah, shit, I've been waiting to do this, been waiting to use these moves. But it's cool because they ended as they should. They ended strong with this, man. It ended with Ellie, finishing the job, taking care of herself, and Joel coming in, right after she's killed somebody.
Yep.
It's okay, baby girl.
And she's in shock. She's gonna be permanently scarred. If anybody's played the second game, the kind of impact that's had on her. And
damn it, man.
And if you notice, he called her baby girl, man. So that is the moment that sealed the deal right there.
Yeah. And with that, with those two words, baby girl, they are linked and they love each other, and that is that. And now, they will do whatever they got to do to make sure they are safe.
Yeah.
And that's this is where everybody wanted them to be anyway. So it's great.
Yeah. No, it is great, man. So yes, it's a great show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've done, this is a masterpiece of a show in the sense that they finally cracked the code with this to where this has appeal to gamers and non-gamers alike, and you don't have to even know anything about this, and the quality is still there. It's amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing what they do.
Yeah. At least for me, they really exceeded expectations because my expectations weren't that high. Again, coming off of Walking Dead, you can't, look at a zombie show and not talk about The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
But now you can't even compare the two shows anymore. That's done.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
No, it's great, man. I'm so happy. So happy that this worked out like it did, man. I'm so happy that this thing came together.
Same. Great show.
So they have one more. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And like you were going to say, it ends next week. It's no 13, 14, 15, episode run. No, we done. What I mean? And they're going to wrap up what they're going to wrap up what they got to say. And that's great.
Well, there's another season coming.
Right, but I'm saying for this season, they're wrapping up what they have to say for this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's great,
Yeah. And, I was a little concerned, not much, but I thought last two episodes, they have a lot to do. And they pretty much did everything in a very timely manner in this episode. So I'm not worried about that finale, man. I'm actually looking forward to it, man.